What is happening, everybody? Welcome back to today's episode of Why Did I Buy a Mini Truck? Today what we're going to be doing is prepping this rear portion of the cab and the engine bay for primer and paint. So finally the time has come. I've got the seam sealer here, and we are going to be finishing grinding down these welds, and then we're going to mask them all up and lay down that seam sealer. We're also going to go ahead and make sure that this is all cleaned up and ready for primer and then paint as well. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be pretty much spraying. We're going to open the door back mask, and then we're going to spray this whole window frame all the way around. I'm not going to mask up the top because all of that can just, we're going to do the body work later on the roof and make sure it's good. But today I really want to sit down and get this all set up and ready to go. We are also going to be doing some trimming here on these panels, so you can see that where I cut it, there's like a little bit of a lip. We're going to pretty much just come down to that, and then we're going to hammer it down and weld it all the way around, or at the very least put some tacks in it and then seam seal it just so that it doesn't look funky. We're also going to be doing the same thing right here. And over here on the other side, just kind of clean that up a little bit. And then we should be good to go. So that seam sealer says it's paintable within 30 minutes, but we're actually going to give it a whole day. So this video is going to be starting on Friday, and then we're going to be finishing it all up and getting it posted on probably Sunday, maybe Monday. Not 100% sure, but we will, see what that schedule entails. But I'm hoping to get this all cleaned up, make it look nice. I do have hardware in all of the bolt holes that I'd like to keep open. Now, we are going to be filling some stuff, so I'm going to be coming in here. We're going to fill this hole, this hole, this hole, and we're just going to work our way down. Initially, I was considering leaving these open, so we might, since they're going to hold a clip pretty well. So I might leave those open, but there are a couple, like down in here, 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 and here. We're going to get all filled up, and there's a couple spots that we need to address in the engine bay as well. So like we have this fender bolt that's broken off in here. Gotta get that extracted. This was a self tapper, so we got to fill that in and get it all ground down. But lots of work to be made here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the GoPro set up, and we're gonna get rolling. And over the next 3 days, we're gonna knock all of this out. So it's gonna be exciting. So stay with me. Alright guys, so I did kind of skip past the sanding process. I did, I came in here and sanded all in here and got it all kind of cleaned up. So what I did was I went ahead and just sprayed this first coat of filler primer here. Now this filler primer, what it's going to do is it's going to allow us to go ahead and just come in here and give it a light sand, make sure it looks good. And it'll also give us a nice strong base for the new window seal, since we are also going to be spraying black in here. We are just going to do a black base coat, and then we're going to leave it alone, and hopefully that'll be enough and the window won't unstick and fall out. So what I did was I brought this all the way down to bare metal, and then once we got it up there, I went ahead and laid down this coat of primer. So like I said, we'll come back through later on, probably tomorrow, and we'll go ahead and get this scuffed down a little bit again when we go ahead and primer the rest of the engine bay. So Right now, we've got some seam sealer here. Now that seam sealer looks a little ugly right now, but not only is it sandable, but it's also paintable, and it's guaranteed to stay a little bit rubberized, so we don't have to really worry about any cracks or breaking, which is really going to be nice. So the next thing we're going to work on is actually going to be back here, and we're going to be sanding all of this down and getting it prepped for its coat of primer. I'm on the fence on whether or not we're going to pull this back glass, but I think no matter what we do, we're still going to replace this seal. There is some damage around the seal itself, little chips and stuff, and I figure we're going this deep, we might as well replace this back window seal also. So I'm probably going to go ahead and get that popped out and then finish getting it masked off, and we're going to go ahead and do all of the work in here. So that'll be super fun. Went ahead and removed the vents already back here on each side, and while I'm back here, I'm actually going to spray some primer down on these mounts just to make sure we don't have any like surface rust or anything start to build up on them. So hopefully by Sunday or Monday we'll have this whole engine bay painted and we'll be ready to put the engine transmission back in. Now there is some small stuff I got to do. I need to drill out the rest of this radiator support that's here so we can go ahead and prep our new one for installation once the engine and transmission is back in. We do also still need to finish prepping the frame for paint so we can get that sprayed as well. So stick around. We're going to keep rolling on this. Alright guys, so after we went ahead and got this all sanded down, I went ahead and laid down one coat of primer on it. So now we got one good solid coat on here. I did also spray these shock mounts with a little bit of primer. And tomorrow what we're going to do is come back in here, we're going to give it a light sand, and then we're going to put another coat of primer on it and prep it for paint. Now I did do a few things up front. I did forget to put the GoPro up, but it is what it is. I got the firewall sprayed out. Also went ahead and sprayed the primer on the tubs, both the inside and the outside of the tub, since they were just bare metal. You know, this seam sealer stuff I got, it's pretty good. There was a couple spots I wasn't super stoked about, so I'm going to try to get in here tomorrow and clean them up a little bit. Now this is just because it was bare metal and I wanted to get a nice coat down. I did go ahead and finish drilling out the radiator support up front. So now that thing is gone, I got it sitting over there. I decided to just shoot this primer down, kind of give us a good idea of what we're working with. Overall, I'm pretty stoked about it. Looks good. I think everything's going to be good. There are some spots I want to touch up, but now that we got this bay primed out, we're going to go ahead and move forward on doing the upper bag mounts and the lower control arm kit. I am waiting for the Roadie Fab kit to show up. Unfortunately, I ordered a kit from somebody and it ended up not working out. So what we're going to do is when that kit gets here from Roadie Fab, which is where I should have just ordered it from anyway, we're going to get rolling on the lower control arms, get them all welded up, get them in place, because there are some spots on the frame that we also have to weld the brackets for the triangulation kit. And then once that's down, we can go ahead and do the upper bag mounts. I want to make sure the measurements are good and everything is going to work well. And then, yeah, we're just going to keep rolling. So tomorrow I probably won't film, just scuffing everything down. But I will be filming the work we are going to be doing tomorrow afternoon, and that is this lower control arm. So if you guys might remember, this link down here is actually bent and broken away from the frame. Now that's not super good, right? So what I want to do is I want to take this bar off, and once that link's out of the way, we're going to go ahead and cut off this mount. Originally I was going to try to fix it, but I think the best route here is going to be to cut this mount off and weld a new one on, and then we're going to come over here and we're going to cut this mount off and we're going to weld a new one on over there. I do have to finish removing some stuff like this rear sub harness, both of the old shocks, and then I want to come back through and pull those parking brake cables, the old fuel and brake lines, and just kind of get this rear end buttoned up. Do got a bunch of stuff coming forward, got all new rear drums and all that good jazz, so that'll be really exciting. And then we do have new bushings coming for it, so we're going to be doing one link at a time basically, and kind of get everything buttoned up back here. So that is where we are at for today. I'm going to be posting this video tonight, and then there will still probably be another video coming out on Monday or Tuesday, so stay tuned for that. I just want to say thank you to everybody who has been watching. I've been noticing that you guys have been being more engaged, and that is awesome. I really do appreciate it. Like I said, I originally started this channel just to film the progress of this build for the future buyer, and it is just kind of snowballing into something cool. I know it's not a whole lot of subscribers, but I'm grateful to even have the 62 or 63 that I have right now. I mean, that's fantastic. I mean, 63 people like to watch this stuff, so I really appreciate everybody who's following and liking, subscribing, all that jazz. It's been really, really exciting stuff. So once we get the bag mounts all done, make sure everything's good, we're going to pull everything off again, and we're going to be going ahead and spraying the frame. And then we can do the assembly here in the front. So we're going to do the frame, and we're going to do the bay and the window frame for the windshield all at the same time. We're going to spray all that, let it sit for a week, come back that following weekend, and then we're going to go ahead and start assembling the front end. Now the lower control arms, upper control arms are going to be sent off to powder coat. I also might send the knuckles off, but I'm not 100% sure yet. It has just been a very busy week. I actually hope that everybody has an awesome Christmas or Xmas or whatever you celebrate, and I hope you guys all have a great New Year's. Ring it in right, stay safe, all that jazz. And you know what? I will catch you guys in the next one.